That being said, I am extremely excited to see what Canopy Connect has put together for these commercial pulls, because this is a game changer, guys. If you write commercial, or if you're trying to get into writing commercial, half of the battle is trying to get lost. Another half the battle, if you're not familiar with it, is how to quote it or what kind of coverages to give them. Now, with this product that you guys just introduced, we can pull their entire file from whatever carrier they're currently with. That's going to show everything that we need and show the coverages that we need to give them. And you know, if you're trying to do the apples to apples, even though I don't really love to use that term, if you're trying to give them similar coverages to what they have, you're going to have a head start right there already, right in front of you. So I'm going to sit back, mute myself, and let you guys pave the way here. Show us what you got.
Let's go. Yeah, no, thanks, Mo. Really appreciate it. And also great to be back. Like, I know we did a couple webinars last year and even the year before. So really excited to kind of show how we've evolved as a product as well, and meet folks here. In the meantime, we've been signing a lot of farmers and also Allstate agents. So really excited to kind of show you guys what we got, and really grateful to be here. I think for commercial, for us, you already mentioned the loss runs. That's always a big pain point. And I think like ultimately the same with personal, right? Like just in general, getting that information from someone and having somebody actually, like a busy business owner, going back to their files to actually even get through their deck pages to start with, then having to go back to their broker to get the loss runs. Like it's a lot of friction in the sales process that's not needed, because that data already lives somewhere out there, and we're going to help you get it. So that's really what we're trying to do. So without further ado, I think Casey can kind of demo like how Canopy Connect looks like, what we're trying to solve for. But ultimately, it's very simple. We want to make everybody that's on this call or that's watching the recording, and that if you're farmers, if you're Allstate, if you're independent, we want to make it easy for you to capture that, like all that data, and ultimately win more business. Like we typically see like about 60% increase in close rate with using Canopy Connect, because we're going to get you all the lines, right? It's not whatever somebody decides to send to you. We're going to get all lines that they have with the current carrier. So you're going to get all the, workers' comp, Bob, GL, commercial trucking, like anything that they have P&C, we'll get that for you, and you can quote it. And ultimately, it's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to save the prospect a lot of time, which means they're more likely to work with you in the first place. So anyway, without further ado, Casey, I'll hand it up to you.
Fantastic, Rob. And yeah, exactly. We're just going to help you, navigate with that, prospect, because the last thing your prospect wants to do is any sort of confrontation. And there's going to be confrontation getting the loss runs. There's going to be confrontation getting those policies, because the current agent, they don't want to give up their golden goose. Let's be completely honest here. Would you want to give up your golden goose? I don't think so. That's not going to happen. You're going to do anything you can. You're going to try to block the markets. You're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that golden goose stays in your roost there. But not anymore. You don't have to worry about putting all this pressure on your client to, get into a situation they may feel uncomfortable, having to talk to that, that current agent. We hear a lot from our current clients that they're losing out on a third of closed business because they can't get the loss runs from that prospect, because once it comes down to it, prospect gets cold feet. They don't want to do it, even if it could be mean saving thousands of dollars by switching to your agency. A lot of prospects, they rather just pay than have that kind of confrontation, because they got too much going on in their own life to be dealing with that kind of stuff. Here at Canopy Connect, we make it streamlined for you. Let me share my screen. I'll show you exactly how that's going to work for those prospects now. So here, this is exactly what the prospect's going to see when they click on your Canopy Connect link. When you send it to them via text message, email, a post on social media, or maybe they scan the QR code that we create for you from the back of your business card or from a flyer. It'll bring them right here. Each link's nice and unique. It's going to have your company logo. It can have your headshot, your teammate's headshot right here. We go over how everything is encrypted end-to-end, so the consumer doesn't have to worry about their private data falling into the wrong hands. Here, we populate a little over 91 different commercial line carriers. We also do have 212 different personal line carriers. Right now, I'm just showing you the commercial line here. Prospect can easily scroll through all 91 different commercial line carriers here for their carrier, or just type their carrier right in the search bar. That is what we suggest to do here for them. Makes it real easy. They select that carrier, and all they need to do is put in their username and password they already have with the carrier. It would pre-populate if they're using a password manager. Really simple. They just click submit here, and that's all they're going to need to do for us to be able to get you every single piece of information that they have with that current carrier. So it's going to be real simple here. And the best part is, you know, we already know that current agent's probably hand holding that prospect, their client. They probably don't have an online account. That is not a problem with Canopy Connect. It's all automated. It's super simple. You just have that prospect click on create account here, takes them directly to the carrier site. Carrier is now going to help them out with setting up that online account. It's going to be super stinking easy. Only thing they're going to need is going to be a policy number. And we already know they're going to have that policy number right in one of those trucks in the parking lot because they have to have proof of coverage. So it's not going to be a problem. They can use to create the account, hit submit here, and then you're going to be able to get every single piece of information that current carrier has from that. So you'll get an email letting you know prospects ready for review. You just click on the email. It'll bring you right here to your Canopy Connect dashboard. This would be an example of the dashboard. When you go to submissions here, that's where you'll be able to see all of your prospects information. You can see here, Clark just came through. So let's take a look and see what kind of information we get on the commercial side. You can see we're getting Clark's name, his email, phone number, address, and then we're also even going to get policy information here. So you can see we have the business owner information. We're going to have any commercial information, on those autos. We had one come through the other day. It had 60 vehicles associated with that account. Can you imagine trying to get 60 VIN numbers over the phone with a busy business owner? Frank there trying to read those VIN numbers off to you. Hey, is that a B or an 8 there, Frank? Oh, hold on a second, Frank. I'm missing a number. Is there any way you can go out to the truck and take a picture of that VIN number for me? Yeah, not anymore. Going to be right here for you. Are you going to have drivers listed out by name, date of birth, age, driver's license? And you're going to have any losses right here. You're going to be able to see, if they're a good fit for you, or maybe they're taking one too many hits, with those losses. Maybe thefts are going on. Maybe they got in some accidents. You're going to see that right off the bat. You're going to have loss run reports directly from the carrier. Each loss run report is going to be a little different because each carrier, they're going to structure them a little different there. So they're going to be directly from the carrier there. So you don't have to worry about, having that consumer go get those, alerting that other agent. Have full policies here, on every single policy they have with that carrier there. And I'm going to pause here real quick. Would love for anybody to drop, any questions, into the chat here that you may have for us.
All right, I'll be your Huckleberry.
Love it.
So,
Love it.
let's say the prospect has both PNC with one carrier. So I've got my personal lines and commercial with the Hartford. When they jump in there and sign in, will it pull both, or will it only pull the commercial and then they'll have to sign in again? Like, is it separated? Like, how does that work exactly?
Yeah, they typically typically what we see is carriers either have one login for both, but like one login portal, then it's typically different credentials. And for it, in some cases, they also have a fully different, like for example, Liberty Mutual, you have like fully different personal and commercial logins. So it's like if it's like Progressive, they have both commercial and personal in the same portal. But it's going to be different credentials, so we'll recognize that and pool like the data accordingly. So it's usually going to be different logins. Yeah.
Okay, so they'll have to log in the personal side for one pool and commercial side for the other. Got it.
Yeah. Correct.
Somebody's asking about charging a flat rate or full report. It is a flat rate. We'll get to that towards the end because you're going to get a code for the group that'll give you 10% off for the year as well. So we'll jump to that, but it's not per pull. Excuse me, I got tongue twisted. It is a flat rate. If you guys have more questions, we are paying attention to the chat as well.
Yeah.
you want to go over and show them? Because I mean, some of these people are going to be people that have never seen the product before. Do you want to jump over to the personal line side and show them that?
Sure can. Yeah, let me share my screen here, and yeah, I'll show you what it looks like for the personal line side.
All right. Got another question coming in there from Sarah. Thank you. Keep them coming. She's asking like how often are we adding carriers? We're basically adding carriers every day based on feedback from customers. So if you're like, we already have for commercial close to 100 carriers, for personal lines over 200. But if and we're happy to share you the list. If there's any carriers that are not on the list that are big for you in your area, just reach out. The only thing they need to have is an online portal, and then we can build that integration and add them to the list. So we're always working on improving that list. So just reach out and we'll get them added.
Exactly. Just what Rob said, they're always adding, carriers there. Now you can see we have the personal line, added on this. So, prospect, they can easily scroll through here, find their carrier, or, just type it in just like we did before, with the commercial lines. And then they just, pop in that username and password, hit submit, just like they did with the commercial lines. And we're able to get you deck pages, renewals, IDs, claims, incidents, anything they have. For all personal lines as well, so auto, home, motorcycle, boat, RV, life insurance, fire and umbrella. We'll be able to get all that information for you guys and let me show you what that would look like on the personal line side. So here under submissions, that's where you find all your prospects here. And let me pull myself up and I'll show you what you get from a real person, because I ran my own information. So here you can see you get my name, email, phone number, address. You even have tons of information here. You click on my auto, you can have all my vehicles here broken down in a nice fashion here, and you're gonna be able to see exactly what I'm not covered for right off the bat. So you're able to dive right into the gaps at the beginning of the conversation. Instead of relying on what Casey thinks he has for coverage, you're able to dive into what Casey doesn't have for coverage and explain how you can bring the value immediately. You'll have drivers here listed out by name, dates of birth, age, driver's license number, and then you'll have any claims, any driving records. So you'll be able to see, maybe Casey is not such a good fit for my agency here. You'll be able to see that at the beginning of the conversation instead of at the end. Maybe Casey's not so forthcoming on all the claims he has going on over there. You start putting his information in the system, run the MBR. Shoot, maybe Casey's not such a good fit. Right off the bat if he's a good one. And then you'll have documents here in a PDF file directly from the carrier. So you'll have, my renter's policy right here. If it was a home policy, you'd be able to see, hey, does Casey have wind and hail damage coverage? Does Casey have, proper coverage on the home? Maybe it's listed as a 1,200 square foot home on the policy. In reality, it's a 1,600 square foot home because you just checked. All great talking points to really come in to show the value right out the gates with your agency there. You'll even have my auto declaration page here. So you'll be able to see, if I have, loans on those vehicles. You'll have the actual owner there right down here, if it's financed. You'll have the actual financee there. You'll have any mortgagee information. You'll have payment schedules, any premium discounts they may have with that carrier as well.
That's awesome. Now let's jump back to the Teams tab, so I can point out a couple of things to these guys, because as an agency owner, this is pretty important. If you have staff, this is where you add your staff. Okay, and then once they're added, let's show them how everybody gets their own QR code and what that looks like.
Fantastic. Yeah, you just add them on here. You can then give them access to whichever links you want them to be able to get notifications from. And then under your links, this is where you'll have those teammates. Each teammate inside the agency and even teammates outside the agency, like those centers of influence, maybe a loan officer, real estate agent, you can easily make them their own unique link, and they're going to have their own unique QR code. So when the prospect clicks on, that producer's link or maybe that loan officer's link, it's going to be branded to that person. You could easily have their headshot here, company logo, whatever they like. You can then have, their name here and then your agency's name. So easy transition from that loan officer to your agency. You can even have it in, their coloring, whatever they like.
I'm glad you pointed this out because my bread and butter were loan officers and relationships with loan officers. I always start and led the way with homes because the home, it's like the tree's roots. Once you get that home in place, they're usually not going to move it, and you can get everything else and bundle from there.
Nice.
So loan officers were my go-to, and that's who I always was trying to get relationships in place with. And then when I offer them something like this and say, hey, all you got to do is send them this link or show them your QR code, and your client can just go in and boom, I'll get all the information. I can quote everything. You send me the info on the new home, and I can really show them a bundle, and you'll be a one-stop shop for everything for them, which they love. They want to be on that person's mind for their next purchase, or if they're going to sell or anything like that. And when somebody goes above and beyond for you like that, you're going to remember it. And when it's time to buy another home or sell the one that you're currently in, you're going to say, oh yeah, I worked with that loan officer. And it's just giving more value to that person and adding to that relationship. So it's not a one-sided, hey, please send me business.
Exactly. And we're seeing with the loan officers, by getting the Canopy Connect in there at the beginning of the process for the loan officer, we're seeing more referrals coming to the agent, because a lot of them, you're only getting the referrals at the end of the process. Now you give them the Canopy Connect link, they can send this out at the beginning. So when they're pre-qualifying those people, even the people that didn't qualify for that home, you're still getting in front of those people, and you're able to quote them on their car, their motorcycle, their boat, their RV, all the other things that they have. Just because they don't get that home doesn't mean you shouldn't be helping them out. And with the real estate agents, we're seeing a lot of our agents printing out like a nice flyer for the real estate agent with the QR code there. So then the real estate agent can have those at the open houses to bring more value to people that are still shopping around looking at the homes, because we know there's been kind of a cooling going on over there. But now the real estate agent can have those right at the open houses. You know, maybe just got some looky-loos, but oh, hey, they want to shop their insurance. They can do that immediately right there with you guys.
Absolutely. Now, this is super exciting for me on the commercial side of things, because the hardest part, the pulling teeth part of trying to get the lost runs, usually you lost them. You know, more than 50% of the time, I never get the lost run. You know, and then it gets too close to renewal, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to stick it out for another year." You've got to wait another year to circle back around. This takes the legwork out of it, and 90% of the time, if my phone rings and somebody says, "Hey, can you send me my lost runs?" I'm like, "Oh, you're shopping." Right? So just like every other agent, they're going to get that call and say, "Oh, you're shopping," and then boom, the guard goes up, the wall goes up. Some agents will be like, "Yeah, I'll get it to you. It takes X amount of time," when in reality you can press a button and generate it right then and there and send it to them. But they want to put up roadblocks and hurdles so they keep that business. With this, it's a game changer. Now I'm gonna drop a little something on you guys here. Keith Wagner got really excited about this product, and he had a conversation with Robert earlier this week, and he's going to be trying this out too. And I'm sure he's going to give some feedback on it in the very near future. And if any of you guys are in the Farmers Insurance Innovative Marketing Group, you know who Keith is. If you're a farmer's agent, you know who Keith is. He travels the country. He gives those trainings in person, and if he's excited about something like this, that says a lot about the product. This is taking the legwork out right from what we need to do, what we need to send the client out to do. And it's just, we're basically cutting out the middleman. So the client logs in, boom, we get all the info, we can start quoting it right away.
Yeah, no, and Mo, thanks for that intro to Keith. He's awesome. So and he told me, I think he coached over 10,000 agents. So nothing to sneeze at, insane. I really love that conversation. So excited to get.
I can back those numbers. I've been to a couple of his classes, and different faces every time, and I see his posts and how quickly his classes fill up, and he literally travels the country doing it. And like I said, he's probably, if not the biggest, one of the biggest commercial lines agents in Farmers. He knows the farmer's product almost every state's underwriting rules better than the underwriters themselves. And if you've been to his class, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The guy knows the stuff inside out. But yeah, Dr. Wagner is amazing.
We already have a new webinar coming up in a couple months when we get him going, and we can talk a little bit about how he's adding it to his sales process. But I think like to your point, like the loss runs is a big part, and even if they like in the end they're like, of course they can try to request it through the agent, through the carrier. There's even services that help you write a letter to the carrier to request the loss runs, but it all takes a lot of time, and that's not needed. And the second part is the moment that the other agent hears about it, you're going to get into in just a price battle, right? And I think this just preventing that is the big part. Plus, you're still going to ask the prospect to ultimately help you to actually kind of win that business. So that's what we're really trying to solve for. Like, all the data is already online. We don't want you guys to spend all the cycles in getting that, and and like needing to do 50. Like, I was just talking to a commercial agent. He said it, I think 58 touches on an account before actually closing it, right? So that's what we're trying to get down. Like, let's get that down by half.
It's in 2023. I don't know of a lot of carriers that don't have an online portal yet. But I'm going to let you answer that one, Robert.
Yeah, no. So they do need an online portal. So there's no magic wands we can wave, unfortunately. So that's we do need that. So like, definitely just check the list of carriers and make sure they're in there. But to your point, Mo, even when we started on the personal line side, we got a lot of questions about, like, do carriers have the online portals? Do people know their logins? Are people going to be willing to do it? And from what we've seen there, like, the overwhelming majority of people already has the account, or creating one is going to take 2 minutes. It's super simple. So it's really, as an agent, kind of the mindset, instead of getting them to the next step, which is typically like, hey, let's get on the phone and talk about your coverage. It's like, hey, get them ready to commit to filling out the link. So you introduce it like, hey, it's going to save you a lot of time. I'm going to send you this link. Is it okay? Okay. Do you have that online account? Oh, you don't have it yet. Let's create it. Oh, you have an account already. Great. Let's have you log in, and it's going to just send me everything I need. Like, no need for you to like dig through your archive. So, like, really kind of pitching it as like, hey, this is going to be the easiest way for you to get info to me. And they can do it whenever they want, right? I think one thing we haven't really discussed is, like, business owners, they're going to be busy, and they probably want to do this at night, and that's not when you're going to be working. So, like, having them just do it at night, you walk in the next day and the data's there, right? So anyway, that's really like making it about the prospect, and kind of having them like, feel good about using this.
I mean, as agency owners, if you get a call and somebody's trying to shop your insurance, you let's pretend you don't sell insurance. You're busy running your business, and you having to go do the legwork. I mean, a lot of times we never hear back from people, and they get complacent about it. And they're like, I'm just going to renew with whoever I have. So this really takes out a lot. And then one of the questions I used to get when we did webinars before, how do you get people to use your link? It's become increasingly easier over time to get people to do this, because everything has gone online, especially after COVID. Everybody is either working remotely, they have online accounts here, there, so they become more comfortable with it. And for us, we've seen an increase in clicks and usage of the QR code in our marketing emails. So we blast out emails for marketing all the time, and the link is right there along with the QR code. So sometimes we don't even know it's coming, and boom, we're getting information about somebody that wants a quote, and there it is. So it's been an incredible product for growth, especially with our agency, and I would definitely recommend it for any agency owner. I don't see any other questions coming in. Do you guys have anything else that you want to add or cover?
Casey, finish with a bang. No,
that's all I got.
So, that's all you got. All right. No. So we really want to like keep this simple, and feel free to reach out. We're happy to do a custom demo for your agency. Also, like, have you guys ask us questions one-on-one. So like reach out. We have a free trial. You can get started right away, 14 days for free. Mo has been kind enough to give you guys also a discount code for the group. So we have Innovators 10 is the discount code, so you get 10% off the first year. So we'll get you guys going. We have monthly contracts or annual if you want to save another 10%. So just get going and either book a demo or just get started with the trial.
One more question came in. Is there any automation that's built in or Zapier connectivity?
That's gonna be a nice one. Yeah, maybe Casey, we can talk a little bit maybe about the automation piece, which is something that's right now we have personalized integrations already with some of the raters. So I know that Farmers, for example, is big with Agency MVP. We have an integration with Agency MVP, for example. So if you have like Agency MVP, you send out a link, it goes directly back to the prospect in Agency MVP, and that will then port into Apex. So it's really kind of end to end. So you don't have to actually type in anything, right? So that's on the personal line side. So we're working on that for like more commercial integrations. And then for the independents, we have rater integrations with like PL rating and easy links. But all the data you're seeing in our dashboard and more is going to be available through our API. So if you guys want to use Zapier, we are on Zapier, so you can automate things like Agency Zoom. You can do through, and I know that that's big for the group as well. So Agency Zoom, you can do that through Zapier as well. So that's going to save you even more time by not having to key anything into the laptop anymore.
Awesome. So I think we've covered it all. Did you guys mention the price? Because that's
not yet. Casey, you wanna go over that?
Yeah.
Like we used to just have one plan, so now we have a couple. So we'll go over that with the group. But we start at $100 a month for the monthly plan, and that's for the personalized product. And then you get 10% from the group, so $90 a month. And if you want to go annual, it would be even less. But yeah, we have different plans. I'll let Casey kind of go over that.
Fantastic. Yeah, you can actually find that information right here on our website. If you go to usecanopy.com and you just click on sign up here, you can be able to see all the pricing here. This is not going to reflect the price that you get with the promo code from Mo there. So you would definitely want to put that in because that's going to get you 10% off your first year. Are you going to get a 14-day free trial? Now, if you're just looking for personal lines, and you're a captive agent, I would suggest just a starter here. Only $100 a month, includes 5 users, 50 data pools, and then if you're looking for commercial on top of that, we got the Agents Duo. It's only $350 a month, includes everything the starter has, plus 20 commercial line data pools with loss runs included on those data pools. So we're going to be able to get those loss runs for you guys, so you don't have to try chasing those down. We're about getting blocked or waiting weeks for something you could literally get in a matter of moments from the prospect and close them, that same day. So you're not having to worry about that. We also have the Plus here, which includes more data pools, more teammates, direct integrations, just like Rob mentioned with the Agency MVP. So it can go directly into your Apex there, or if you're independent, we got Vertifor on there with the PL rating and including easy links that we're hopefully going to be releasing in the next couple of weeks there. You can also get Zapier access, just like Rob was saying, for the Agency MVP, or not for Agency MVP, but for Agency Zoom there. We're also going to be building a native integration for Agency Zoom. Now you can do the Plus with commercial on the Complete here. The Complete's going to give you everything the Plus gets you. Oh, on a second, it looks like we got a little error here. We'll have to get ready to fix that there for us there, Rob. And then you can get everything everything that the Plus comes with, not the Jumpstart. Sorry about that. So you get 10 users, 125 data pools with the personal lines, and 50 commercial line data pools. So you're going to be able to get loss runs and commercial lines for 50 different consumers there. So just start running up the numbers there. Just like Mo was saying, losing out on 50% of his closed business there. How many more steak dinners is that? How many more vacations is that for the family? Adds up pretty quick. And all of these, they do not include the 10% off. What you're seeing here. So make sure you put in Mo's promo code so you get 10% off your first year on any of these plans that you're seeing with us here.
Yeah. And it's not a one size fits all kind of thing. It all depends on how big your agency is and how much you're quoting, how much business you're going after. And as you grow, you can upgrade your plan. So this is an excellent opportunity for somebody that's trying to dive into commercial and not have to do the legwork of pulling the loss runs, which was our biggest struggle. But now you get their actual entire policy and not just the loss run, which is a game changer, especially if you're new to commercial, because you get to see how they were properly covered elsewhere and how you'll be able to restructure, or if you see a gap in their coverage, you'll be able to talk about that too. Farmers is one of the best commercial carriers in the country when it comes to coverages, because there are things that Farmers covers that other carriers flat out exclude, and that's a selling point for you guys. So
Nice.
I would definitely look into this a little bit more. Have a call with Casey or Rob. You've got their emails here. I'll repost this into the group, and I want to thank you guys for joining today. Casey, Rob, I really appreciate your time, and the 10% for the group is huge. So I really appreciate everything there. Say hello to Togo for me, and we'll talk again very soon.
Awesome. Yeah. And to wrap it up, because there was a question on what the code is. So it's innovators 10. So innovators 10. But I'm sure Mo will highlight it on the post as well. So thanks, guys. And excited to get you guys going.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Appreciate it, Mo.
Catch you on the other
Everyone.
side.
Bye.
Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.